A very good morning to all the students. This video for the class 6 subject science chapter number 7, that is getting to know plants. This is your lecture number 6. This is the summary part of this lecture. The first topic, that is herbs. According to the size and the nature of their stems, plants can be classified as herbs, shrubs and trees. First is herbs. Herbs are small plants. They have soft and the green stem and do not grow more than 1 meter in height. They have few branches. The example of herbs are mustard, mint, wheat, coriander and balsam. These are the example of herbs. As you can see in this picture, this is a herbs is mint. Moving on, our second topic is shrubs. What are shrubs? So shrubs are medium in size plants around 1 to 3 meter in height. The height will be around 3 meters, 1 to 3 meters. Okay. They have hard and woody stem. These stems are not very much thick. Okay. So their branches can be seen growing out from the base of the stem. Example of shrubs are lemon, bougainvillea and pomegranate. These are the example of shrub. This is the picture of a lemon plant. So lemon is an example of shrub. Moving on, a third topic of this video lecture is trees. So big and tall plants are trees. They are generally more than 3 meters tall. Their height will be the 3 meters. And the main stem called as trunk, that is thick, hard and woody. Their branches arises from the height. And their examples are people, neem, mango, coconut and baboon. These are the example of trees. Okay. This is a picture of a tree, that is neem tree. Okay. Moving on, our fourth topic of this video is stem. What do you understand by the term name stem? So the stem is long, central and the main axis of the plant of body. All the parts of shoot system like the leaves, flowers, birds and fruits arises from the stem. Okay. The stem remains soft and green in its early stages of development. The early stage of development, the stems remains in soft and green in color. In shrubs, it becomes woody later on, or in a tree, the stem becomes very thick, hard and woody. The stem remains soft and green in herbs. Okay. Next is the parts of the stem. Now we are going to discuss about the parts of the stem. So the stem consists of the following parts. The first part is nodes. Nodes are the points on the stem from which leaves are growing. Nodes are the parts where the leaves are growing. Second is internode. Internode is the portion of the stem between the two consecutive nodes. Then axil, it is the angle between the stem and the branch or the stack of the leaf is axil. Next is buds. Buds are the swollen structures on the axil or on apex. Swollen structure on apex or on axil is the buds. Next, the bud located in the axil of the stem is axillary bud. The bud located on the axil is axillary bud, and the bud located at the tip of the stem is apical bud. As you can see in this picture, there are the several parts of the stem. So the first is node. This is the node. Node are the points on the stem from which leaves are growing. From here leaves are growing. Second is internode. Internode is this part where the portion of the stem between the two consecutive nodes. As you can see, there are the two consecutive nodes. This is the point between the two consecutive nodes is internodes. Third one is axil. This is the axil. It is the angle between the stem and the branch of the stalk of a leaf. Okay. Next is bud. These swollen part on the axil or apex, okay, is buds. Okay. Next is the bud that is located on the axil, that is axillary bud, or we can say the lateral bud. Then we have the apical bud. Apical bud means the bud located at the apex or the tip of the stem is apical bud. Okay, these are the flower and pedicles. This stalk is pedicle. Okay. Next, moving on next topic, that is function of stem. What is the function of the stem? So the stem helps the plant to stand upright. It helps to stand it in an upright position. Stem bears branches, leaves, flowers. We had already seen in the parts of the stem. Stem bears branches, leaves and flowers. Stem transports water, mineral and food. Stem is called as a two-way street because it transports minerals and water. Okay, it transports mineral and water from the roots to the upper part of the plant. As you can see in this picture, this is the stem. This stem is called as two-way street because it transports minerals and water from the roots to the upper part of the plant, okay, and carries the food prepared by the leaves to the other part of the plant through the another tissue. Okay. Next is moving on our next topic, that is leaves. Leaf is a flattened green in color structure which arises from the node or internode of a stem, okay, or its branches. Leaves are found in different shape and size and in thickness. Leaves are found in different shape, size and thickness. Okay. The green color is due to the presence of a substance that is chlorophyll. That green substance is chlorophyll. In some plants, the lamina, the flat broad part of the leaf may have the other color like the purple or a white mix with the green. Okay, these leaves have the multiple color. So, as you can see in this picture, this is a picture of leaves. So, leaf is a flattened green in color, okay, which arises from the node of a stem or its branch. Leaves are found in different shape, different size and different in thickness. And this green color is due to the presence of chlorophyll. Okay. Next, moving on the part of the leaf. So the basic part of the leaves are the same despite the huge variety in shape and size. First is petiole. So the leaf is attached to the branch with the stalk is petiole. Second is lamina. Lamina is the main body of leaf. It is broad and green in color. Okay. Then leaf margin. The tip of the leaf is called leaf apex, while the outline is called as leaf margin. Okay. Next part of the leaf is midrib. Midrib is the thick vein which runs from the base of the leaf to its tip. A number of thin narrow veins arises from the base of a leaf as well as midrib. There are number of narrow veins arises from the base of the leaf. Okay, that is midrib. Midrib and veins help in transporting the water and minerals to every part of the leaf. Okay, and transporting food from the leaf to other parts of the plant also. This is a picture of the part of the leaves. So first one is petiole. So the petiole is the leaf that is attached to the branch with the stalk. This is the stalk, it's attached with the stalk. So it's a petiole, that is leaf stalk. Okay. Next is lamina. Lamina is the main body of a leaf. It is broad and green in color. This is lamina. Then leaf margin. So the leaf margin is, this is the tip of the leaf, that is leaf apex. Okay. The outline is leaf margin. This is the tip of the leaf, that is leaf apex, and the margin, these are the outline margin. So these are the leaf margin. The outline is the leaf margin. Okay. Next is midrib. This line is midrib. The main vein is midrib. Okay. It's a thick and it's run from the base of the leaf. It's run from the base of the leaf. Okay, and it goes to its tip. And the number of thin narrow veins arises from the base. As you can see, there are the number of veins arises from the base. Okay, so this midrib and vein helps in transporting the water and minerals to every part of the leaf. Okay, this is the part of the leaf. Next, moving on the venation in the leaves. So the pattern formed by the veins in a leaf is leaf venation. The pattern that is formed by the vein is leaf venation. Okay. So there are the two type of leaf venation, two kind of venation. First is reticulate venation. Second one is parallel venation. So in reticulate venation, when the veins from a network on both the sides of midrib of a leaf is reticulate venation. As you can see, when the veins, these are the veins, when the veins from the network on both the sides, as you can see, it goes to both the sides. These veins goes to both of the sides is reticulate venation. For example, the leaves of people or lemon is the example of reticulate venation. Next is parallel venation. In a parallel venation, when the vein of the leaf, these are the veins, the vein of the leaf runs parallel to one another. As you can easily see in this picture, the vein of a leaf runs parallel to each other, that is parallel venation. For example, the leaves of the grass, the leaves of banana shows the parallel venation. Okay. Function of the leaves is, leaves carry out the process photosynthesis. So the photosynthesis is the process in which plant use the carbon dioxide from the air and water from the soil in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll to prepare the food and release some oxygen. Second function of leaves is, the extra water from the plant body is released by the leaves through the stomata. So this process is called as transpiration. Transpiration is the process that cools the surface of the leaves which are heated up by the sun. You had already seen in transpiration in activity number 4. Okay. And the third function of the leaves is the exchange of gases takes place through the stomata present on the leaves. The exchange of gases takes place through the stomata that is present on the leaves. These are the function of leaves. Next, moving on, a flower. So the flower is the most attractive and reproductive part of the plant. A huge variety of the flowers of different size, different in color, their smell is also different, and shape are found in nature. There are huge variety of flowers of different size, colors, smells and shapes are found in nature. So the flower is the most attractive and reproductive part of the plant also. This is the picture of flower, a hibiscus flower. On our next topic, that is parts of flower. So the first part of flower is pedicel. A pedicel is a flower, is a part of a flower is attached to the stem by a help of a stalk. The uppermost part of the pedicel is swollen structure, that is thalamus. First one is pedicel is a part of a flower is attached to the stem by the help of a stalk, and the uppermost part of the pedicel is thalamus, that is swollen in structure. Okay. Next one is sepals. Sepals is the outermost green in color, leaf-like part of the flower. They enclose and protect the flower in the early stage or in the bud stage. Okay. Next is petals. Inside the sepals there are petals. Petals are the colorful part of the flower. Okay. Next is stamen. Stamen is present inside the petals. There are thread-like structures with swollen tips. Stamen is the male part of the flower. It is made up of the filament and anther. Firstly, stamen is present inside the petals. And the second one is they are the thread-like structure with the swollen tips that is present on the stamen. Okay. After that, stamen is the male part of the flower and it is made up of a filament and anther. Next is anther. Anther is the part of the stamen that produce and contain some pollen grains. Okay, pollen grains are the powders like substance that contain the male reproductive part. Okay. Next is filament. Filament is nothing, is just like a stalk on which the anther is present. Okay. Next we talk about the female part of the flower. So a flower shaped structure that is present in the center of the flower is called pistil, or we can say it carpel. Pistil is the female part of the flower. It is made up of the stigma, style and ovary. Okay. First one is the flower shaped structure. Present in the center of the flower is pistil or carpel. Then the pistil is the female part of the flower and it is made up of the stigma, style and ovary. Next is stigma. Stigma is the sticky bulb present in the center of the flower. It receives the male part of the flower, that is pollen grains. Then style. Style is the long stalk which connects the stigma to the ovary. The third part is ovary. Ovary is the basal swollen part of the pistil. It is the part of the plant that has ovule inside it. Each ovule contains the female reproductive cell. As you can see in this part of the flower, first one is a pedicel. This is the pedicel and this swollen structure here, this one is thalamus. Okay, the uppermost part of the pedicel that is swollen in structure, that is thalamus. Next is sepal. These are the sepals, this one and this one. So the sepals are the outermost and green in color. They are the leaf-like part of the flowers. They enclose and protect the flower in the early stage or in a bud stage. Okay. Next is the petal. These are the petals. First, second, and the third. These are the petals. So inside the sepal, inside these sepals, here the petals are present. So petals are the colorful part of the flower. They attract insect for the process of pollination. Okay. Some of the petals are sweet smelling also, so they can easily attract the insect for the process of pollination. Next is inside the petals, there are thread-like structures with some swollen tips. They are called as stamen. These are the swollen structures. These are stamens. Okay. So stamen is the male part of the flower. It is made up of filament. This stalk is filament and this swollen part is anther. So both anther and filament make the male part, that is stamen. Okay. Anther is the part of the stamen that produce and contains some pollen grains. Here pollen grains are the powdery like substance that contain the male reproductive part, and this is the stalk, that is filament, which the anther is present. Okay. Next is the flower shaped structure present in the center of the flower is called pistil. This, from the stigma to ovary, this flask shaped structure is pistil, that is female reproductive part. Okay. Here pistil, or we can say the carpel also. Pistil is the female part of the flower and it is made up of stigma, style and ovary. Okay. Stigma is the, this is the stigma. Stigma is sticky bulb present in the center of the flower and it receives some pollen grains, the male reproductive part on stigma. Next is style. This is the style portion. Here style is the long stalk which connects the stigma to the ovary. Style connects the stigma to ovary. This is the function of style. Then we have the ovary here. Ovary is the basal swollen part of the pistil. This part of the plant has ovule inside it. There are some ovule, as you can see these swollen structures. These are ovules here. Okay. Each ovule contains the female reproductive cell. This is it about the flower part. Next, so roots are very important component of the plant system, as without the presence of the roots the plants cease to exist. Or roots are the non-green structure which grow under the ground. This is because the root perform three major functions essential to the growth and survival of the plant, which are, so the first function is roots are responsible for absorbing the minerals and water from the soil and transferring into the stem. First one is roots are absorbing the minerals and water from the soil and transfer into the stem for the further growth. Next function is root is to firmly anchor the plant in the ground. This is essential to support the upright position of the plant. Root is firmly anchored into the plant into the ground because this is essential to support the upright position of the plant. Next is roots also perform the function of storing the important nutrient and food for the growth. Roots also store the important nutrient and the food for the growth. The first function of root is the root are responsible for the absorbing the minerals and water from the soil and then transferred into the stem for the further growth. Second important function is they anchor the plant in the ground because that is essential to support the upright position of the plant. And the third one main function is it also performs the function of storing the important nutrient and the food for the growth of the plant. Moving on our second topic, that is types of roots. There are the two types of roots. First one is taproot and second is fibrous root. Taproot is a one large long root, while the fibrous root is not the one large long root. Taproot penetrates deeply into the soil, but fibrous root doesn't penetrate deeply and it's shallow. Taproot is differentiated the primary root. It is not the differentiated primary root. In taproot, primary root becomes the taproot, but in fibrous root, primary root is eliminated. They doesn't develop from the stem. Taproot doesn't develop from the stem. Fibrous roots are developed from the stem. They have the lateral roots developing from the main root, and in fibrous they do not have the lateral roots developing from the one main root. Here the picture of types of root system. These are the example of the taproot, and this plant is the fibrous root example. In taproot, example of plant having the taproot systems are radish, pea, rose, mustard and balsam. And in fibrous root, the examples are marigold, cereals and some grasses. Okay. In both type of the roots, they are the cluster of very fine hair like structure called the root hair. These fine like structures are root hairs. Okay, they help in water and nutrients are easily absorbed by the root hair. That's why they have the root hair, to easily absorb the water and minerals. Okay, firstly in the taproot, they have the thick main root stem downward from the base of the stem of the plant. Okay, they have the smaller roots called the lateral roots that is grown out of the main root. Next is the tip of the main root is covered by a thimble shape, that is root cap. Here the root cap is present that protects it from the damage caused by the soil particles. Okay, this is the taproot system, and this one is fibrous root system. Here the number of roots grow out. Here the number of roots are grow out from the base of the stem in the cluster. So these roots are the fibrous root, or we can say these are the adventitious roots. Okay, an example of fibrous roots are marigold, cereals and some grasses. Next is, I am giving you the homework of this lecture number 6. So you have to solve the assignment of chapter number 7, that is getting to know the plants, that have been uploaded on AdQuark site. You can check this assignment from there. Okay, complete this assignment and send it on my Gmail ID. So thank you and have a nice day.